Hello YouTube, do you feel like you're in a bad work environment, an unsafe work environment, also toxic environment at your work, at your job where you go spend your time, your life at? You shouldn't feel like that. So I want to share with you my personal true story on what happened at this job that I was at. We're talking drugs, we're talking racism, and nothing is going on at this job. I wonder why. So stick around till the end of this video. Also, leave comments in the comment area below this video. I'd like to hear what you say. If you have any questions, please let me know. So my name is Leo Sotelo. I teach a lot of web traffic, as you've probably seen some other videos. If you're new to my channel, then subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any new content. So I worked at this job. I got it when I believe I was 20. I was 20 years old. Got this job. I thought everything was good. I was young, fresh out of high school. And as time went on, I started to notice what goes on at this job because, for one, let me tell you about this guy who worked there. I'm not going to say his name. He still works there. I don't know why they didn't get rid of him. However, I'll get to that at the end because I do got like a couple of extra bonus tips for you at the end of this video. So stick around. So this guy, there was at a time, I was there for a couple years already. And I sorted mail. That's what I did. And here in Utah, in case you don't know, here in Utah is an at-will termination state. So they could fire you for, bad body language, whatever. They don't care if you just had a baby come in or you got a mortgage you have to pay. They don't care. But if you could prove otherwise, that they let you go for a bad reason, then you also have rights. So also learn on your rights in your state. So, but here, this guy, he was talking to another coworker, and he decided to say the N-word. Now, this lady who heard him, she did not like what he said. Basically, what he said, it resulted around some of her family, specifically her son. So she went and she complained about it. They did a whole investigation. They started pulling people from their shift to go in to investigate what really happened. And now they were going to pull me in, but I didn't hear the whole thing, so I couldn't really be like a witness. But the other people that they pulled in, they went in there and they talked, and they come to find out he did say what he said. So this guy, the company, this girl decided to call her lawyer. She called her lawyer. The whole thing went on. The word got back out on the floor. What happened? And they didn't have to pay a big lump sum to this woman, and they didn't let the guy go. They did not let the guy go, and I was wondering why. So as time went on, I wondered how come. I was at the company for like 6 years total, but they got me training. I was never a lead. So this is where favoritism comes in, because there's a lot of favoritism at these companies. Sometimes if they're family, they're going to choose their family over you. It doesn't matter who does the most work at the company. It really don't matter. So this the same guy, he was a supervisor over me, but I was not a lead. But I was training my leads. Now, a lot of other areas in the building, they didn't like how they would have to train their own leads because they brought these people in. Maybe they were family, close friends, whatever, and they gave them an upper position. And so I find out I'm training this guy. He's only 19. I'm about 24, 25. And I'm training this kid, young man, I should say. I was training him to be basically to be my lead, and I didn't know what I did wrong, why I didn't get the position. I busted myself working the weekends, whatever. I did my job, whatever. And me and this guy, we all collided. I mean, we all just collided at this job. And I asked him, why do you still work here after what you did? Now, when you're an employee, if you're a floor worker, supervisors and managers, they don't want you talking to them like that. They think just because they're higher position up here, that you have to limit on what you say to them. We're all should be treated equally, right? So as time went on, me and this the guy they put as the lead, we were not getting along. I did stuff my way. I did stuff I knew how to do way so much more than he did, and he didn't like that. So anyway, this young guy started seeing this girl that I used to pick up and carpool with. She asked me if I could carpool her. She lived up the street. I said, yeah, I'll take you to work, and she paid me gas money. Well, they started having intimate relationship, and as a lead, you're not supposed to do that. It's in the company policy. You're not supposed to do that. Anyway, this guy was getting away with it. So when she decided she didn't want to, she didn't want to be with the guy, he started abusing her physically at work. He started pushing carts into her legs, giving her big bruises and stuff like that. And she would come to me crying. I let her know, you need to go talk to HR. She went to talk to HR. The problem with all of them that were the CEO, management, they were all buddies. They're all good friends. They hang out on the weekends. So she would go complain to this guy, but nothing happened. Finally, she was crying one day. I said, hey, go to the office. Forget the HR guy. You talk to him already. Go talk to the CEO of the company. So she goes and talks to him. They call the manager back there. And me and this manager, we collided a few times because I'll tell you here in a minute. But he walks out. Come to find out, he got written up. He was all pissed off. And there's a lot of favoritism that goes on at companies. If you're not family, let's just say it's not. I started to learn this at other companies. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Not all the time, but majority of the time, that's how it is. And the same guy, the manager, the one that got written up, one time I was talking to a coworker. He didn't like what I had to say, so he called me to the office. Instead of speaking to me in a professional manner, he started cursing at me. Something a manager should not do. And another thing you never do out there is just because they're manager, don't, stand your ground. Let's just say that. Stand your ground with everybody. And eventually it got to the point where this group, the manager, the supervisor, the lead, they wanted to fire me. But they couldn't. They just had to pay out a big lump sum to this girl who got. She stayed for a few days and then she quit, or a week or two. But anyway, things started to go bad. Everybody told me, Leo, what are you doing still working here? Are you just too comfortable with your job? You come here and look how they treat you. I was like, okay, at that time I kind of played the victim a little bit. But I didn't know better. Now it's different. But anyway, that's what happened at this job. Now, I don't want to take up too much of your time because it'll be a long time. So I want to get kind of to this other situation that happened with the same supervisor, the one that said the thing about to a woman that got the company in hot water. She I should say, I got brain fog. He and some other coworker were using company email to sell lower tabs to each other. How much you want for this? You want for this? Well, the guy who monitors the email, of course, he did his job. He went in and reported it. And I knew what these guys were doing, but I'm like, if I say anything, they're going to fire me. I knew that's how they did stuff there. So I kept quiet. I knew what they were doing. But finally, the company caught it. They caught it through company email. And there was no cops involved, nothing like that. I guess the guy, according to what they said, is that he needed to go to rehab, the supervisor. So they ended up sending him to rehab or something like that. I don't know if that happened prior or before, because he had a drug problem. He was one of those guys where when he did not have his narcotics, he would take it out on the whole crew. But nobody could do nothing because of who he was friends with. So he got caught for a few of them got caught. The owner knew about it. He didn't do anything about it. You would think any other company, you get fired, potentially law enforcement get involved because it's an illegal activity. Nothing happened at this company. So that's where a lot of favoritism comes in the company. And I wanted to share this story with you because if you're at a company where you see stuff like this going on and you cannot move up in the company, it's time to move on. Do something else. So what led to me leaving this company was the same supervisor called me in for my review. And I'm an outspoken person. I believe in the First Amendment. I'm an outspoken person, but he called me in there. And after everything I did, all my weekends, working on the machines, doing everything I was supposed to do, after all that, they wanted to give me a 10-cent raise. I was a 10-cent raise. I knew what they were really wanted to do. They wanted to get me mad to the point where I just quit because legally they could not fire me. They could not fire me because they knew. I want to tell you about this in a little bit because I talked to the HR after I did what I did. So the idea was for a 10-cent raise. And after everything I did, training the leads, showing the leads stuff they didn't know. And that's not even my job to do. My job was specifically to run the mail. Make sure it gets out right. Do it right. Make sure all the tags are in there right. Make sure the stuff's not coming back, that it's straight going forward to where the mail has to go. Also to make sure there's nobody stealing, stuff like that. So that's what happened. After that, me and him kind of got into a conflict. He told me it was because of my attitude. So I turned, like I said, supervisors don't like when you talk to them the way they talk to you. Managers don't like it either. So I turned it around on him. And I let him know, hey man, you shouldn't even be working here. You should be in jail for what you were doing. I don't know why they covered up for you, but whatever. And I knew what they wanted. They wanted me to voluntarily quit because I knew a lot. I could have brought that company down to the ground. I could have probably owned it if I would have played the cards I'm going to tell you about here in a minute. So I checked how much I had in my bank just in case I needed something to fall back on, to look for another job, because this company they didn't deserve, since I know it's at will termination. They didn't deserve for me to give a 2-week notice. After everything that they have done, and there was more things that went on, but if I told you about it, it takes so long in this video. So this company wanted me to quit. The manager, we and him collided a few times. The lead, whatever. So when I checked how much funds I had available to back me up for my bills and everything like that, I decided, you know what, this is it. I'm done with this place. I've been here 6 years and I can't move up. I can't move up. Hey, you can't move up. You can't move. You can't even get a promotion. Nothing. So when I started there, I was making $7 an hour. When I left, I was making only, and this is after 6 years, everybody, check it out. I was making $11.32 an hour. Kind of embarrassing, right? So I decided to just quit. At that time that I quit, me and that lead that I didn't get along with, we started to get along pretty well. We started to know each other's things to do, what I do, he does what he does. Okay, so we came to an understanding. I told him, hey man, I go, I'm leaving. It was the beginning when they were dropping off a lot of mail that needed to go out. I used to run 2 machines, and I used to sort them. I was fast moving, so I could do 2 machines. Well, I decided when they dropped off those couple of trucks full, I'm out. I left. I quit. call my buddies, let's go have a pizza. So we went and got a pizza. Prior to doing that, as I was walking outside the building, no, I was actually, my buddies picked me up. We were on the way to pick up the pizza. I called the HR, because me and him, we always got along. I called the HR, and I told him I just quit. He asked me, Leo, how come you didn't come talk to me? I said, the problem with talking to you is that all you guys are buddies. You guys are all friends. Nothing matters. I go, what happened in that company, police should have been involved, but they weren't. I said, I'm tired of what you guys do there. I'm leaving this company. So he told me like this. He said, Leo, can I ask you something? I said, yeah, sure. He said, are you going to take any legal action against us? I said, you want to know something? I go, I'm going to be straight up honest with you. You know I can. And you know I got a good chance that I could win. I go, there's a really good chance I could win. I go, if they were to go in there and witness people, interview them, you guys know I got a good chance of winning. And he told me in response, he said, Leo, if you were to take legal action, we would have to file bankruptcy. I said, you know what? I'm moving on. I'm moving on in life. I said, I want you guys, hopefully, on your next meeting, you guys get together and talk about how you could have prevented this. Because I felt like I was a good asset to that company, but you guys did not treat me like one. I said, so that's why I left. I go, I'm moving on in life. You have my word. I gave him my word as a man that I will not pursue legal action. And I didn't. I gave him my word. I kept my word. I moved on in life, and that was it. And the reason I'm telling you this story is because I don't want you out there to waste your time. If a company is not treating you fairly with your wages, or they're not recognizing your ambition to work there, to be an asset to that company. No, maybe you have kids that you're worried about losing your job, you're too comfortable there. There's always something else that you can do. Always something else that you can do. And I know how it feels when you're there. You're just like, well, and you got that really kind of like you're scared. You have a little bit of fear in you about moving on in life, especially at a young age. 18, 19 years old. Who's going to? A lot of people, when they see an 18, 19-year-old, they kind of look at them like, are they going to stick around? So it's always good to have a plan, everybody. You need to have a plan out there, and I hope this video right here helps you. I want you to share this video, please. Share it with your younger cousins, your the ones that just graduated, so they do not get stuck at a job that's not going to appreciate them. Where the job wants you to create two of you, when the supervisor, the leader, the manager are out messing around doing nothing. What makes them better than you? Nothing. It don't matter. It don't matter what kind of car they got. It doesn't matter how friendly they are with the owner of the company. It don't matter. None of that matters. Respect is what matters. Recognition on your kind of hard work that you're spending your time doing at that company. So I know I made this video kind of long, but please share it with other people. I do have a free gift for you if you want to start your own business. It's going to be in the description below this video. Go ahead and go get it, and have a fun and safe day, and please share with others, and God bless. Thank you for watching. Bye.